Hello everyone and welcome back to another Shimelle's Perfect Collection starting point. This is my fourth starting point that I'm sharing. And first off, I have to apologize for the long gap between number 3 and number 4, but with the holidays and doing my December album and my kids coming home and all of that, just kind of let it go to the background. And so hopefully I can get back to sharing these each Friday. I still have a few more starting points put together to share, and so it seems like everybody's enjoying it, so I will try to get back to every Friday. It might be every other Friday. I have a lot of other commitments right now that I'm trying to get caught up on and stay up on, so hope you're enjoying them and hope you enjoy this one. This one went together fairly quick. I just did a basic background where it has the two pieces that are just a little bit less than 6 inches divided in the middle with about a 1-inch strip. And this is a great starting point because it can go vertically like this, or you can turn it horizontal like this, or you can turn it vertical where it would be upright and do different orientation of photos and stuff. So this is a great background to work with. And I'm still working with all of the same products that I pulled together, so there's a video back probably 2 months ago now, but just look for the Shimelle Perfect Collection, and there's also a playlist on my YouTube channel that you can click on and see all of them that I've put up so far. This little kind of journal, well, not really journal card, the embellishment card with the title and stuff. I've had that in my stash, and it goes with this the Sweetest Collection, Sweetest Thing. I'm going to get this right in a minute. And I had pulled it to go with my kit and stuff, and this was for a prompt that I was doing on a message board about documenting happy. And when I think of happy, I instantly think of my son because he was just born happy. And so I had pulled these photos out, I remembered this little card, and so I wanted to kind of pull it in for the title, and it had the word happy on it already. And so I thought at one point of leaving it on there and having happy on there twice, and then, so you'll see me fidget with it quite a bit. I kind of put it under there and pull it up and kind of go back and forth. In the end, I'm going to cut it apart, and the happy is going to be hidden, and I'm going to add these chipboard letters for the word happy for my title. And you'll also notice me playing with that arrow sticker that says "You Are." I kind of wanted to use it, I think mainly just to use it up, because I have all these little stickers that's been in my stash for a while, and I'm just trying to get it used up. I like them, and so I don't want to just like get rid of them or, you know, chunk them or anything. I do like them, so I'm just trying to figure out ways to get them used into layouts. And I do work it into the middle of the photos. So I've matted the two photos. I cut them down. They're about 3 by 3, just a little bit over 3 inches. And I just put them on one big mat, but I separated them because they are taken at 2 different times, even though he's running around in his diaper, both pictures. They were taken at 2 different times. And so this is more of a story about him and his personality, and not necessarily about a particular day or anything like that. In fact, on my journaling, I will just put that they were taken in the summer of 92, I believe, 91, 92. Somewhere in there. I can't see it on my layout. I don't have my glasses on, so summer of 91 or 92. I think it was 92. So now you see I cut that one card apart and I tucked it up underneath that center strip. And then I'm going to end up using the bottom half underneath the bottom. I'd thought about it at this point, but I wasn't quite sure what all I was going to do with the title and stuff, and so I didn't stick it under there, and I ended up waiting until I had other stuff and had to pull it up and put it under there. But someday I'll learn just to go ahead and go with my first instinct. So these other embellishments I pulled out, they are from new products, so they're from the Cocoa Vanilla line. There was a couple of different ones, Life is Beautiful, and then they're Made of Awesome, their little boy line. So it's just kind of the ends of those packages, and I just put them all together. So this top one's a ticket, and it just says Family Fun, Admit One. So I thought that would be cute. The words kind of tie into my layout, and I wanted some type of banner type shape up here at the top, and I also wanted a circle. So I found these cork circles, and they're from Jelly Bean Soup, and they just have these painted chevrons on there, and so I end up kind of splitting it up and using it in these two different embellishment spots. And then the bottom piece, both of those, the arrow and the round kind of badge piece, is from the Cocoa Vanilla line, and it just says The Good Life on it, and I'll add some word stickers here in a little bit to that. But I just wanted to kind of repeat the circular shape because I had so many straight lines. These, that horizontal strip, the background papers are rectangular, the title piece is a rectangular. So I wanted to break it up with some circles, and so that's why I added the cork circle in the top two embellishments and then added that circle one at the bottom so that it would just kind of break up the shapes and just add a little bit more interest. And then I added the arrows into each one of the cluster areas as well. So here's where I've decided to go ahead and tuck that up underneath there just so that I have a little bit of a different line. Just like I was saying, everything's very horizontal and the rectangular shapes and stuff. And with this background piece being like a postage stamp, then it helped to break up all of those straight lines. And I'm going to add my journaling up underneath all of this. At the bottom, in between the picture and it, I'm going to fill in that space with my journaling. And I chose these letter stickers because they're really happy looking, they're fun with the little curly Q on the ends, and it broke up that straight line too. So if I'd used a really straight font or anything, it would have been a lot harder and harsher kind of look and not as light-hearted as what I'm trying to get with the story that I'm telling with these photos. Then this little hexagon piece, it's another one I was just trying to use up. It's an odd embellishment from that Cocoa Vanilla pack, and so I was just trying to get it on there. And it will end up staying right up there at the top. And I had the wood veneer that says Remember, and that's from the Cocoa Vanilla as well. And that's pretty much all of the big elements. I'm going to go back and I'm going to add some inking and some enamel dots. Again, just to break up all of the straight lines and add a little bit of fun shape to it and movement to the layout so everything's not so rigid. And the ink splatters that I used are from Heidi Swap, the Color Shine, and it will show up here in a minute. Oh, and I forgot, these are from the same collection, that My Mind's Eye Sweetest Thing, and it's just a lot of different words. And I wanted to use several of them on there, but I ended up only using these two at the bottom that says So Happy. I wanted to put some up underneath that title and the one that said Take Note, and I also thought about tying it into my journaling and using words in my journaling, but I just really couldn't come up with stuff, and I didn't want to spend any more time on the layout. It was fine the way it was. I was really happy with it. I was just trying to use in more product, and so I ended up just setting them aside and not trying to get all of that to work together. I was afraid the yellow is so bright and stuff, and if I mixed it into the journaling, that it would be just a little bit too different and stark contrast against the light blue, so I just decided not to go there. So here is my inking, and it's the color Bronze and the Heidi Swap Color Shine, and I just kind of dropped them diagonally along with the line of design that I'm doing. And then I'm going to add, well, I've already added the enamel dots and stuff, and I just went through my stash for those. They're from several different collections. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're enjoying this series. If you haven't checked out Shimelle's class, The Perfect Collection, be sure to check it out on her website. It's a great class to use up paper and just cut it up and get lots of backgrounds. So I hope you'll be a subscriber if you're not already, and come back and see more of my starting points and my other layouts. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon. Bye!